Check 1, 2. That was Freedom Hawk with Stand Back, and they're going to be at Ripplefest Texas this Saturday, August 7th in New Braunfels, Texas at the Texas Ski Ranch. I got a great episode cooked up for you guys today featuring the man himself at Ripple Music, Mr. Todd Severin. But before we get into that, let's hear some more music. This is Void Vader with I Want More. They're going to be at Ripplefest as well.
Nothing ever matters when they don't know your name. Yo, man.
Todd, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. It's so good to hear from you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
How are you doing
It's,
this morning?
you know, um, pretty good. I'm just kind of at the point where I was getting ready to stop my morning work. I get up at 4:30 every day, and so I've been kind of at it for about 5 hours or so. So about ready to start taking a break.
Is this Ripple work?
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of cool stuff coming out on Ripple, man. I was super stoked about the Yawning Man re-release you guys did.
Oh, so was I. And plus we have a Pothead coming out too, which was their very first ever EP.
Well, I haven't
So
even heard of that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I know that one was like a brief um, release in it, but it's the first thing they ever did, and so we'll be doing that one, later on in the year sometime. Just have to wait till Mario gets me some artwork. But I was psyched, man, to be able to work with guys like Mario and Gary. That's just like that's a whole nother level for the label, if you know.
No
Know what I
doubt,
mean?
man. You guys are starting to occupy some of the desert scene. That Heavy Psych Sounds has really grabbed a bunch of artists from there too, and now you guys are starting to occupy some of that area as well.
That makes sense, they're American bands, we're an American label, so it's
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. But so, how is vinyl production, man? Because I know everybody's saying that it's far behind, and you guys got a lot of stuff coming in the near future.
Oh yeah, it's a mess beyond words. There's a whole host of reasons why this is all coming to a head at the moment, and it's bizarre things. It's things you never would have even thought of. For example, when that Suez Canal problem happened, where that ship got caught in there sideways, that backed everything up, and that tremendously backed up raw materials for vinyl pressing, of all things.
Wow.
Sec- Secondly, sometime a year ago, year and a half ago, there was a fire in Southern California at one of the only two plants, I believe, in the world that were making the materials for lacquer masters. And that plant burned down. So that just crushed that part of the industry. Now, we didn't do lacquer masters. The majority of our releases were DMM, but what that means is people who used to do lacquer masters are now going over to direct metal mastering. So it's still flooding more people over to the plants that did DMM because the lacquers aren't available. And then with COVID, you got this situation where with social distancing in the plants, the presses are too close together. So instead of having two people on a crew per plant for press, I'm sorry, you can only have one person on a press instead of two.
Oh my
And in some of
gosh.
the places, even the presses are too close together, so they can only be every other press. So you pretty much have taken vinyl production, cut it by half, limited the raw materials, thrown more people into the presses that are available. And then on top of that, with the majors coming in and seeing money to be made in vinyl, they're dropping orders of, I just picked up something from Record Store Day on a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young alternative version of Deja Vu, and it was limited edition, one of only 20,000 pressed. Well, Ripple may not press 20,000 records in a year. They're doing 20,000, of one
Yeah.
copy. So
They're
when a
occupying
when
a
a
large
plant
space in the market.
totally right. Well, in the pressing market,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
when the pressing plant gets that order, who are they going to fill first? 20,000 order from a major or a 500 copy from some little record company up in Northern California. So it's a problem. Vinyl delay I used to always work on a 3.5 to 4 month build in for records. Give me everything, get the vinyl production set up. I would build in a 4 month lead in, so I'd have the product all ready for on release day. But now it's like 8 to 12 months, which
Wow.
is brutal. Which is brutal.
So, how does that? Are the digital sales keeping you guys like afloat as far as you having to wait for these vinyl sales? Are people like pretty good about getting the pre-orders and stuff, given the situation?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of everything. I think sales just on a pre-order are definitely thinner than when the product's actually available. I mean, for a load of reasons. First of all, you can't get a good mock-up of exactly what the record's going to look like until the record's done. You know, you can just kind of guess.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so you know, if you're doing some cool limited edition vinyl stuff, you know, you can just tell them or give a computerized mock-up of what it should look like. But that's, you know, I don't like that because the records are all individual when they come off the press. They usually look cooler than the mock-up does. And I think there's a lot of people who don't want to pre-order too much because then, you know, they have to keep track of what they've ordered and when it's going to come in, you know. So I think that it's better to have the vinyl in hand as far as sales go. But yeah, digital's been strong. The back catalog's been strong. Bandcamp is strong. So, you know, CD sales are still pretty good too, you know, around the world. So, you know, we're okay. It's finally taking a little bit of a nip at us just over this last month because, you know, you put up a brand new release when you get all the excitement. And I think a lot of people are kind of going, well, I'll wait till the vinyl's out to buy it. So we're going to get ourselves into a little bit of a discrepancy between outgoing expenses and then coming into them until this kind of gets itself rectified. But
that is so crazy, man. It's like you said, it really was the perfect storm that caused vinyl to really tank for a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, we'll get by. You know, when COVID first hit and everybody was freaking out, and record stores were all closed, and our distribution checks got cut by about a third. You know, the wave riders just jumped up and filled that void with direct purchases. So
man, Todd, I've said this a couple times on the podcast. I picked up a vinyl habit whenever the quarantine started, man. I would just come home from work and kind of pop into a vinyl store, one that was open, you know, because out here in Arizona it's just been like mask up, keep your distance the whole time. So I started popping into these record stores because there were no shows going on, and I've probably bought more records during the lockdowns and stuff than ever before.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did too. I think it was, you know, a lot of people were home and gave them an opportunity to look for new things to do and new sources of entertainment. And, you know, record shopping is fun. I mean, I was just out yesterday with Marcus Evis, the bass player from Zed.
Right, I know Mark.
He and I went to record stores, brand new record stores. 2 small independents opened up in a city close to us called Hayward. And we just had a ball, man. Just spent about 4 hours just digging, and then you get the celebratory burrito and beer afterwards. It's a good day.
Sounds like a great day.
Yeah. Tell me about your podcast.
I started this at the beginning of the year. I really enjoy podcasts. I'm an avid podcast listener, man. I'm subscribed to like 15 different shows, and like music, when you listen to it long enough, for me, I feel like I'd like to do this. And then it's just kind of the same thing with podcasting. And I just wanted to be more a part of the stoner rock, hard rock scene, and give people a platform to just put out more content that's not necessarily music or anything like that, since my band's kind of been on the back burner for a while. And I just wanted to keep involved in the scene.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
So I've been covering Ripplefest since I kicked it back up. I took about a month off to move into our new home that we got out here in Glendale. And now that we're getting settled in, I've been kicking it back up, and I'm covering all the bands that are playing Ripplefest, which is why I'm super excited to have you on today. The story has been kind of unfolding of how this all came to be. It was, from what I understand, it was a large effort from Ryan from High Desert Queen with his Lick of a Spoon Productions. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing. I mean, what can you tell us about it? How was your reaction to how well this thing has played out?
Well, first of all, of course, I couldn't be more thrilled at all. Just, I love all the Ripplefests. You've come up, man. You were at that one of them up in San Francisco.
Yes, sir.
However many years ago that one was.
We're getting up there now, man.
I think that was
probably 3 years ago, maybe.
I remember War Cloud was on there, and Hazy
Zed.
Tones and the Watchers, and Zed. Black Wolf was on there probably.
Yep.
Local band.
That was our first time in San Francisco, man. My wife and I, we had a blast.
Yeah, you guys road tripped all the way up, man. That was so cool. It was really nice to meet you. That was a cool venue too. It had that great area in the back where you can just hang out and talk to people. But the beautiful thing about the Ripplefest, and this is kind of like a generalized statement for all of them, is that it's done by Ripple family. There's tons of really good record labels out there, man. There's so many cool underground labels in the scene, and everybody's got their own vibe, and everybody's got cool releases, and there's so many good bands out there. And I can't say if anything makes Ripple separate from anybody else, but if there was something, and you probably got a taste of this when you came up to the Ripplefest, is that Ripple really functions like one massive family, and you got all the bands are supporting each other, and I'll do the best I can to support all of our bands. Every Ripplefest that's ever happened has been band created, band inspired, band started. So Ryan gets 100% of the credit for this one. I did nothing, man. I just kind of nodded. They came to me with an idea, and I said, "Cool, man." And he, to his credit, he ran everything by me, which was really nice. It kind of, you didn't even have to do it. It was his show he was putting together. But as it kept growing and growing and growing, he and I just kept talking about it. But Ryan and Lick Spoon Productions gets all of the credit for this. And then it kept on growing, with the San Antonio and the Austin and the Houston, and there's so many cool promoters in the scene that just want to keep that vibe going. So you got some of these good bands coming over, like Forming the Void, Bone Church and stuff like that, who wouldn't normally be in the area. So It's like, put them to work then. Let's get a little mini tour going out of this. And the bands put it all together. So that's the coolest thing about it all. And even over in Europe, like with Sweden and with Cologne, those were all put together by the bands. The closest thing to me doing anything to create the Ripplefest is I'm looking to set one up in the northeast part of the country right now, but even that's been sent to me by a couple bands that want to help get this thing going. So it's the family vibe of Ripple that really makes the whole thing click and the whole thing jive.
I get it. I totally dig it. My first introduction to you guys was Mothership. And then I kind of started digging into more Ripple bands. I realized my friends down in Corpus Christi, Switchblade Jesus, signed to you guys. I'm like, wow, man. And then I just started getting into more and more bands. You got Void Vader on there, Zed, Killer, Freedom Hawk, all these sick bands. And now they're all going to be out here in Texas. And I see you guys grabbing up more and more Texas band. You almost got like a little battalion growing down there.
I think that I need to just move the whole label out to Texas, man. There's something in the water down
there. Hey, man, you would be part of a big caravan, dude. I thought about going out there. I was on the fence about moving out there. I just decided to buckle down here in the valley, and we bought us a house. So I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're in a good area too, but definitely as far as Texas goes, man, I don't know what it is. It's so many good bands just come out of that area. It's just supportive scene. You know, there's places to play. There's people who want to hear the music. You know, you mentioned some of the bands like, you know, Switchblade Jesus and Eric is, of course, Eric's one of my favorite people on the planet.
The wizard, man.
Yeah, and there's even been, you know, some bands from Texas that like are no longer, but were on the label, like Sweat Lodge, who were from Austin, and they were an amazing band. So we definitely have our share of Texan bands.
I'm happy to see Mothership headlining this bill because they've been very quiet throughout the past year and a half, 2 years or so. Last I heard from them really was watching their live stream, which was just killer, man. I was rocking out in my garage watching that thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that, you know, with Mothership, you know, I talked to Kyle quite a bit, and I've definitely been talking to Kelly a lot lately, but, you know, I think that these boys did, you know, essentially 10 years, you know, working their asses off, you know, multiple tours of Europe, multiple tours of the United States, you know, going out on the road with Corrosion of Conformity more than once, and Crowbot. And that's my dog right there. He likes Mothership so much. He just wants to be part of the conversation.
It's okay, man. Not a problem. I got cats meowing and babies crying and stuff over here. It's all good.
So I'm gonna. It's good, but I'm gonna kick him in the butt anyways. Yeah. Hey, Blasko, scoot, quiet down. So I think they just needed a break. You know, I think they just needed to reset and kind of take stock of where they are, both as, you know, as humans and as a band. And it's not like they ever were going to break up or anything or go on hiatus, but I just think that they clearly just needed a chance to recharge their batteries.
I think that's what this whole lockdown gave a lot of people a chance to do, was just that very same thing. And so I totally understand. There was never like any they never came out and said we're taking a break. They just kind of rode off into the sunset for a while. Yeah,
and you're like, you know, Kells has got a newish relationship. I think it's about 3 years now, but you know, and they moved out of Texas, and so the band just kind of geographically got a little bit spread apart. But you know, I was talking to Kyle, and when the Ripplefest came up, we started talking about a bunch of projects. So as a Mothership fan, look for 2022, 2023 for some killer Mothership stuff you won't even expect. I got big plans of stuff that I want to do with Mothership, one of which should include a new album, but we have beyond that. I got some other really cool projects we're going to be doing with the band. So I think they got their batteries charged, and I'm psyched to see them, man. There's nobody like Mothership live.
No, I agree. They are dynamite, and I'm going to be seeing them at Psycho Las Vegas as well on a bigger stage than before. So that's killer.
That's killer. Yeah, I saw them on a very big stage at Psycho. Well, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was.
I think I caught them the first time they did it in Vegas while they were out at the pool, and then
right. So I think the next year they played indoors on a big stage.
Nice.
And it was good.
Something has exploded on the
I won't be able to make Psycho this year. That's my my wedding anniversary, and for some reason, my wife doesn't feel going to a heavy metal concert with a bunch of bearded, sweaty, tattooed guys. It's her idea of romance.
Oh,
So you know,
bless her heart. Oh well, yeah, man. I've had tickets for like 2 years to Psycho, so I'm just gonna go, man. I'm really excited about Down and Exhorder and a lot of the New Orleans bands that are going to be out there, like I Hate God and stuff. I mean, that's the stuff I cut my teeth on. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, they would be really fun to see. I'll think of you while I have a candlelit dinner on North Beach in San Francisco.
And I'll think of you out there in the mosh pit.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about what you got going on with Blasko. How did this relationship play out?
You know, that's really kind of cool. Blasko and I just kind of became friendly, essentially through social media at first, and then he'd call me up every once in a while, and we just chat about shit, and just sometimes ask my advice. Sometimes we just talk about different things. And as we started just talking more, you realize pretty quickly that this cat lives the music. I mean, if you really just step back for a second and put it into perspective, you know, this guy's played on stages in front of 100,000 people, right? At some of the Ozfests and some of the shows that he's done with Ozzy, and probably had huge crowds when he was playing with Rob Zombie and Danzig also. But
right.
With Ozzy, this guy stormed the stage in front of tens of thousands, if not more, people. And when you're sitting on a perch like that, you would think that he would lose sight of the music that's going on down in the underground, but he clearly loves it. I mean, he just lives for this stuff. And when you hang out with him, you start talking music. It's so cool. And I got to tell you just a quick story. When you're playing music for him, stuff he's never heard before, and you're watching his face as he's listening to something he's never heard before, it's like it's a transcendent experience because he is so into the music. It's like his eyebrows are doing the drum beats, and you just tell he's just whatever it is, he's just really digging it.
That's amazing.
I was just really impressed by just how tuned into the underground he is, and not just as somebody who listens to it, but I mean, he puts his money where his mouth is. He had his earlier podcast that he was doing for a while, and now he's got the Volume Forever podcasts, and he'll champion bands, and he's doing a lot from a perch where most people wouldn't be paying attention to this sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I just got the idea. I said, he loves this stuff so much. Why don't I just talk to him and see if he wants to curate a series of releases? And I'll be honest with you, originally I was kind of anticipating something in my mind to be like, our Turn to Stone series or our Second Coming of Heavy series. It'd be kind of like a Blasko Presents, and we just, whatever bands he wanted to work with, I'd give him carte blanche, and we'd do the releases under the Ripple banner. Mm-hmm. But in talking to him, it became so much more. So he's really into this. he's executive producing all of these bands. He's helping with the image, with the music, with the songwriting, with the art. I mean, he's really invested into this. So, it came together just because, he's got the love and I got the love, and I just approached him with it, and he ran with it.
And the first guys he signed just happened to be good friends of mine, Holy Death Trio, that have been
Holy
setting
Death
things
Trio.
on fire, man, out there in Texas.
Just stay away. You don't want this. 'Cause I'm a bad man.
one little thing. I was Holy Death Trio in particular. I was actually going to be signing even before Blasko. That was like the first thing we talked about, but I'd already been talking to the guys, so that was a real easy one just to kind of like get that one going right away because I was fully on board with that. And then from then on, like including High Desert Queen.
Yes, High Desert Queen, killer.
Yeah, this whole thing wouldn't have happened if you trace it back unless I started talking to Blasko about this stuff because Blasko is the one that turned me on to High Desert Queen.
Wow, man. That's High Desert Queen, dude. That song, The Mountain and the Quake, or The Mountain versus the Quake, is a fucking jammer. And they got a new one out. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but that's a great band with a great sound.
Yeah, and we just put out that free Bandcamp compilation, and we have an unreleased track from them on that also. So you can check that out.
Yeah, I had Ryan on the show last week sometime, man. He was telling me all about his help with Ripplefest, how cool Blasko is, and I'm really excited to hear what they got coming from you guys.
He's being too modest, man. It's not his help with Ripplefest. He's put this whole thing together, man.
I misspoke. That's pretty much what he was saying. Maybe I was being modest for him.
No, he deserves all the credit, man. He gets all the kudos for this whole thing.
And shout out to John Rosales too, man. I know he was
absolutely
helping Ryan out. Yeah, I'm super proud of those guys, man. They got a great sound, great production, and linking up with Blasko. I'm really excited to hear what's coming. I copped one of those Blue Splatter pre-orders, so for the Holy Death Trio album.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's a killer record. I love everything about those guys. They got the look, they got the sound, they got the music, they got the chops, they got the energy. It's really everything that you'd really love to see in a band of young, hungry, aggressive musicians. And I think that the new record's totally killer.
so there's no shortage of bands out there. And you guys are always signing new acts. Do you have like a cap limit in mind of bands that you're looking to sign, or are you just planning on keep going and going and going?
Well, a couple ways to look at that. Number one, and just frankly, honestly, bands come and go, right? They do. You can sign a band that you absolutely adore, and in your mind, you're projecting out 4 or 5 records, and the band's gone after one, right? Butcher's Creed, totally killer band from Sweden, young kids, totally excited to be working with them, helping them to develop. And the record they put out was amazing. We went through 2 presses on it. It sold out completely, but the band just couldn't keep it together, so they broke up. So bands kind of come and go, and you just always have to be prepared to that. And then the other thing is that at this level, particularly where the bands are recording themselves, you're not really likely to get a band to turn in a record every year, maybe not even every 2 years. If a band's turning in a record every 18 months, then they're really a hardworking band.
On top of it,
so you're kind of you look at the roster of bands, and you look at how many releases you like to do in a year, and you look at how often a band on the roster is likely to turn in a record, and then you just kind of have to plot it out so that you're going to get a constant flow of kick-ass new music coming in. If you have 12 bands on your roster and you just stop there, you might put out 1 or 2 releases a year. And as a label, that's not the flow
viable.
that I want,
Yeah.
because the whole point of the label is to push the music forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that if you're too spotty in releases. You have to get to a point where the fans of the label and of the bands, they can kind of expect what's going to be coming up. They know about how many releases will be coming each year. They kind of got a vibe for what Ripple does as far as the music goes and the sound of it. They either like it or they don't, but those who like it stick around as wave riders, and they want to be a part of it. And so you want to be pushing the whole music forward. The scene's not going to grow if you put out 1 or 2 releases a year. The scene will grow with a good stream of high quality releases. Now, how many releases a year can be debatable. That's kind of up to individual labels and the bandwidth that they have, and the energy that the owners and the team has at the label. But for us, it's kind of settled into 2 releases a year, which, to be honest with you, is a little bit insane, because we're really a small label to be doing that much work.
Yeah,
But
you
on
guys
the
are
other
hot,
hand,
man. You guys are always dropping something new.
Well, we're just kind of blessed with all these great bands coming to us, so for the most part, I would say that right now our schedule is completely set through 2022. It's like it'd be really hard for me to take on another project right now. I think that we're totally full through 2022 and possibly into 2023. And part of that will depend upon how the vinyl pressing situation sorts out. But every once in a while something falls into your lap. Like I'm sitting on a couple of announcements right now that I cannot give you the exclusive of just yet.
Bummer.
But when you hear, you'll be calling me back and you'll be saying, "Yo, Todd, let's talk again," because I want to talk to you about these projects, because these are eye openers. So you always have to build a little bit of flexibility in the schedule so you can adjust things. But yeah, it's not a total number of bands that I want that's a cap. It's good quality stuff that I can really help to get music out to the fans on a steady pace.
No, that makes perfect sense. That's a great way of looking at it. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Todd. I know you're a busy man. Congratulations, by the way, on being featured in the magazine for your job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, brother. I want to ask you about your UK headquarters that you guys just opened up. What can you tell us about that?
EU
Oh,
headquarters.
okay. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay, man. We'll do UK next. Thanks for the idea.
Yeah.
Ripple is worldwide, right? The Ripple family is worldwide, and we have bands, lots of bands over in Europe. And in dealing with European bands and European situations, there's certain peculiarities and certain logistical issues of working in Europe that it just makes it so much easier and so much more collaborative and so much more of the family vibe that we always want to create with Ripple if we have somebody on the ground in Europe. Even something as simple as the time difference. 9 hours is a brutal time difference. As you just alluded to, I have a day job, and it's hard for me to take a long phone call during the working week. So if I'm going to wait till 5 o'clock at night to talk to a band, and it's a 9-hour time difference, I mean, you can see the problems.
Oh, absolutely. So, I have a hard time doing it here in the States, man.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, 3 hours, it can really mess you up.
Yeah.
So, Max Rebel is in the band Plane Ride. He's been in the family for a long time. He's a great guy. He's energetic. He's, got his ear to the ground of what's going on in Europe. So he's aware of a lot of the up and coming bands for doing AR stuff. He's already been setting up the Ripplefest Cologne shows, and he's now helping me get tour booking going. We have 3 tour bookers over in Europe that are primed and ready to work with Ripple bands, both in Europe and American bands coming over. And so he's helping coordinate all that. So it was about time that we actually created a true Ripple EU office, which is based in Berlin, and Max is heading it up. And he and I talk just about every day now, and we're just about to really just say we're going to do a double down press on Europe and really try and get Ripple's identity spread more through Europe, because there's so many good bands in Europe and there's so many good fans of the heavy music in Europe that we really want to solidify our presence over there. And I think that with Max helping us out, we're gonna be able to do that. That's the goal. See what happens.
That's awesome. You guys gonna be making a trip over there to check everything out anytime soon?
We always do. I've been to the Ripplefest Cologne. It was amazing. Both Ripplefest Swedens were killer. In fact, I was supposed to be with my wife going to Ripplefest Cologne and then going to Belgium with the band Fire Down Below and hanging out with them for a week.
Nice.
And touring around. And then that's when COVID hit and shut all that down.
Mm-hmm.
So, once Ripplefest Cologne's going to happen this year, we won't be going. I don't see that we'll be able to get away. It's going to be in September this year. That's too short notice for us. But, next year, hopefully things settle down with COVID and travel opens back up. And then we'll definitely be heading over there.
Right on, man. Well, I am looking forward to Ripplefest next weekend. I will be there. I'm fucking super excited about everything that's going on. Maybe we'll get a chance to chat for a second. I want to give you and your wife an early happy anniversary.
No, thank you.
And thank you very much for being on the show, Todd.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you reaching out and doing what you can to help out with the scene. Definitely look forward to hanging out with you at Ripplefest. And once again, man, let's give full props to Ryan and Look Nice Doom Productions and
absolutely
Holy Death Trio. The work that these guys did to put this scene together. Again, it makes me look good, but it shouldn't, because I've done nothing other than just nod. I'm pretty good at nodding.
Now, you've provided the space for all of this to take place, so.
Well, you're
like the conduit that everything flows through.
Yeah, thank you. It's a generous way of looking at it, so I'll accept that.
All right, Ty. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Cool, man. I'll see you in a week.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Spinning axis clings, a desperate man whose strength is waning. Torn and tattered, melt his wings, holds his grip until it stings. Then he falls to the pavement, children, we're constantly learning. Dark ravine looms at the end, what seems a sunny friend, but now your carriage is burning. Always knew the past was guided by your ways. Always of past mistakes, to these we've strayed. In my dreams I've flown across the cold ravine. I'm gonna fly over. I'm gonna fly over. I'm gonna fly over. I'm gonna fly over. I'm gonna fly over this dark ravine today.
That was Wino with Dark Ravine, and I want to give a very special shout out to Todd Severin. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I will see all of you guys at Ripplefest Texas in New Braunfels, Texas at the Texas Ski Ranch, featuring Mothership, Wino, Freedom Hawk, Howling Giant, Void Vader, Forming the Void, Witch Crier, Bone Church, Holy Dead Trio, Thunder Horse, High Desert Queen, Switchblade Jesus, Mr. Plow, Foster Mother, and Grail. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be pit vipered up, boy. Come find me. We're going to hang